So I just thought I'd do a little impromptu loadout. TP-XXL Veto Pro Pack. So Sparky in Australia here, and I've been using a Makita tool pouch with a belt for about, I don't know, 6 years. I now carry a little tool pouch with just the immediate tools that I need, and I carry this everywhere with me. Just wanted to share with you guys the way I've loaded it out. So always carry 8mm, 10mm spanner, punch, manhole key, spare pencils, little crowbar, green plug hammer. I don't need a big hammer ever. With this and this, I can literally tackle any task. So, just like that. Now inside here, keep my cable ties on the side there. I hope you can see, let me focus it right in there. Got my cable ties, yep. My little shitty screwdriver. Level. Best side cutters in the world. Standing knife. Torch. Handy gyprock saw. I want to get a little plug that goes on there and then mount it onto the hard bottom of this so it stays perfect in there. But you know what, for the time being it's pretty good. Got my trusty conjure cutters. I've had these since my first year apprenticeship. These are over 16 years old and they're still sharp. Now in here, I always keep a bit of Scotch-Brite, always, for anything. Even if I'm doing like hose fittings, water, whatever it may be, always good to keep handy. It cleans up all that brass, any copper, anything. That's always handy. And also, if I don't prick myself, that just goes on the end of my impact driver that I carry with me everywhere. Cleans everything. Even if you've got dodgy old cables and you're trying to put a lug on there, impact attachment, the best. Okay, that's the Phillips side. I use these, I swear by these. These are probably like the Rolls Royce of electrician screwdrivers. You can't convince me otherwise. These are the best screwdrivers, they last the longest and they take the biggest beating. This is the oldest model of that same screwdriver. They're called Irazolas. They're made in Spain. This has copped the absolute caning, and look at the tip. It still hasn't snapped off. I use this on bricks, concrete, you name it, metal. I smash the shit out of this. PH1, and in the back here that I rarely use, the tiny little Phillips. All right. Now, got some flush cutters. Marvel, the best. Barco shifter. This has paid for itself a million times over. Sideways bit, impact attachment. Now, arguably, best pliers in the world. Got my chrome punch down tool here. Set of Allen keys. What do we got? I got a tiny terminal screwdriver. various speed bores. Got a little extension with always a 5/16 socket. The older version of these were better, but they don't sell them anymore unless you buy them in a big box pack from, I don't know, a while ago. They've still got them hanging around, but you can't just buy the old one individually. But the old one was better. This is okay. I've already broken one. The old one didn't break. I actually had somebody steal it from me on a job site, so I'm kind of spewing about that. And flathead screwdrivers. Let's have a look. I've got the little one, the most common one, which is this one here. Bigger one, more for power points and stuff. And then when you're doing circuit breakers and stuff, the big boy. You always need one of these. Multi-grips. Over 16 years old, first year apprenticeship, still one of my favourite multi-grips. Has not missed a beat, still kicks ass and bites like no other. 25mm heavy duty arbor hole saw bit, cuts through anything, still sharp. And the 20mm version of that. Just various drill bits. I've got a 6.5mm masonry bit, always gets you out of trouble when you're doing through soft mortar, soft bricks, all sorts of things. Little pilot drill bits, and let's see what we got in here. Oh yep, that it's just a short Phillips tip, goes hand in hand with this, so hard to reach places, always good. Countersunk bit, never know when you need that. Now that's the chain that came with it. I prefer to use the rope, but just keep it there in case I might need it in the future. Not too important. Now this is a terminal puller for round terminals when you're installing fans. If you ever installed a remote unit on a fan and there's an existing plug and the remote unit's stuffed out, this here pulls the round pins out and you can rearrange it to suit the new remote control kit that you might need to replace. Gets you out of trouble every time. Now, anything here? Nope. About it for the main pockets. Now down here I always keep some spare switches, Clipsal and HPM, spare U-bracket, stubby screwdriver, flat, Phillips, very good, and a classic 20mm hole saw for anything else that these boys don't do. Keep a little bit of terminal strip here, always use them on my industrial jobs, always good to keep handy in case you've got to do like a real thin connection on a real thin cable. Data cable strippers, lighter, always need a lighter, spare blades, Stanley blades, a rubber in case you need to rub your fingerprints off or rub some pencil marks out, and always keep one of these. It's a plastic razor blade. I can't tell you how many times I've used this. It's so good. I snap them though, they snap easily, so anyway, that's that. Nothing else down here really, apart from the switches. Just a spare red Sharpie. That, I can't tell you how many times that's been through the wash. Still works, still kicks ass, I love it. Trusty test pen, never lies to you. When this lies, you test it with that. Now, on this side here, my tape measure clip doesn't fit on that, so this pocket is big enough to fit a proper fat 8-meter tape measure. Tape, Teflon tape for all the plumbing jobs or any random little jobs that I need to do. Different colored tapes, and here, always carry a rag, always carry a spare pair of gloves in case you need to do a greasy range hood or anything that's yuck. Spare pair of gloves. Earth tape. Always carry earth tape. You never know when you need it. Whenever you join into an earth, always need earth tape. Loctite, handy. Always use it. I love it. Does a sure job every time. Screw it, tighten it, forget about it. Loctite's the best. Now, here also, I've got one of these. And various sizes of heat shrink, just in case, you know, if you've got a bad old cable that you need to put some sleeving over. So that's that. Chuck them back in there. Gloves. Oh, and connectors. On the lid here, PowerPoint tester, always keep a PowerPoint tester, fits perfectly in the lid. Now, on this side, I keep spare cable. I usually keep a coat hanger hook in there. Wes snips, stainless steel. And a very expensive set of socket screwdrivers. These are Worth Zebras. So I think it's 6, 7 and 8 mil. I can't tell you how many times, and they're so strong. You can get anywhere with these, especially when you're doing motors and little screw terminals, or you're doing hose clamps. The best. Alrighty, and finally, my Fluke 117 multimeter, always with me, always there, and fits perfectly in there. TP-XXL, absolutely awesome. I love it, and I couldn't think of a better tool bag for a Sparky.